welcome one and all. The final night of the the group standings of the Best Girl tournament. It is Group B, finishing it off here tonight. As I mentioned, I believe from doing my calculations, Noriko Takaya has already just about won this tournament. I mean, if Kizunai wins and Noriko loses here tonight, Noriko still advances because Noriko beat Kizunai earlier in this tournament, and Kizunai is the only person who can potentially draw with Noriko Takaya, but we still need to get through these formalities, see where everyone ends up in the final standings. Our first match of this evening, Rene Tosaka versus Hitagi Senjo Gahara. Coming to the ring first, it is Rene Tosaka. 10 points to her name. Not a bad showing for Dynamite Rin here at this tournament. Hitagi Senjo Gahara, 4 points. Not the best, but was doing much worse earlier on. Senjo Gahara pulling off her last 2 matches victories. So maybe wanting to extend that to a third. Elbow to the back and great submission applied right there. Locking up with a great strike there from Rene Tosaka. Rin hasn't done quite as well as their tag team partner Saber, but has still done very well for a relative newcomer here at RWCW Championship Wrestling. 5-3-0, so regardless of the result tonight, will definitely be on the winning end of things. More wins than losses. Senjo Gahara, even with a win here tonight, will end up on 3-6-0, currently 2-6-0. Could always see a draw, but hasn't happened so far. Surfboard stretch. For Rin, though, getting that 12 points puts her definitely towards the top of the bracket. Puts her up with some of the best we have here at RWCW Championship Wrestling. Karen Kujo currently sitting on 12 points. We'll be seeing her later tonight as she looks to move on to 14. Sending Senjo Gahara into the ropes and throwing her over. A lot of strength on display from Rene Tosaka. Trying to lock in the crab cutter, but missing. Great dragon screw leg whip there. Hitagi Senjo Gahara has used that dragon screw leg whip very effectively, but there is that splash. Cameraman, move away from that section of the audience there, please. Dragging Senjo Gahara away into that stretch there. Knees firmly planted into the back. Senjo Gahara was in that submission move for a little too long for my liking. Could be the beginning of the end. Into the ropes and a spine bomb. Doesn't, I was about to say, didn't have the shoulders locked in with the legs. Only sitting on the face. Not a great pinning predicament, but almost getting the 3 regardless. You need to put a lot more stress and pressure on the shoulders when pinning an opponent. Also having the legs hooked as well helps. Just sitting on the face like that, you don't have great amount of leverage. And that could have been the pin to win the match, if not for the brazen pin from Rene Tosaka. Headbutt there. Rainmaker pose. This could be nearing the end. Parachute press. We saw this work for Shinobu Oshino, but it did not work here for Rene Tosaka. Figure 4 leg lock applied. Up and over with the vertical suplex. Into the ropes and an elbow right on the front part of the chest of Rin Tosaka, kicking Senjo Gahara while tied in the Tree of Woe. Both of these competitors came into this company as tag team, in tag teams, but Rin Tosaka has shown her ability as a singles competitor, so as her tag team partner Saber, while Senjo Gahara may need to go back to that tag team drawing book a bit more and work it out from there. Up we go. What are we doing out here? Oh my god! Throwing Senjo Gahara onto the floor. That padding is not particularly thick. You do not want to be thrown like that. Back on the inside. I'm not sure how Senjo Gahara is still moving after a throw like that. Figure 4 leg lock. Probably needs some time to work things out here because, ooh-wee, that was quite insane. The parachute press, and that is enough for Rin Tosaka to get the big victory here. That moves her into 12 points. Great performance here from Rin Tosaka, but Hitagi Senjo Gahara, on the other hand, only 2 wins to her name, 7 losses. Not the greatest of performances. Moving into our next contest. Kyoko Toshino will be taking on 2B. Kyoko Toshino, 6 points. 3-5 and 0 this tournament. Whereas her opponent, 2B, 4 points. 2-6 and 0. Would like another important victory. I've said it time and time again. I won't harp on about it too much in this match, but 2B has not been performing to the standard that we would expect of the former TV champion. Not quite in it, it seems. Kyoko Toshino, not too bad. Has done slightly better so far than her tag team partner Akari Kaza, who's over in Group A. If you did not catch the last night of Group A action, I suggest you do that. I mean, you've already been spoiled if you saw the start of this show, but I still recommend going and seeing that night. Aigus and Maya Mitsurugi put on a classic opening contest, and the main event between Tsukiki Araragi and Saber is not something to miss either. But right now we have 2B and Kyoko going at it, a bit of a collision there. Snapmare takeover. Full mount, but getting pushed off. "2B needs this win, I think, to kind of get her momentum back a little bit more. She won her last match. Ending out the tournament with 2 wins in a row could be quite good for her. But for Kyoko Toshino, getting a win over the former TV champion, definitely a big win. Would move her to 8 points in the final standings. As I mentioned at the start of the show, I'm pretty sure Noriko is advancing regardless of the results here tonight. Even if she draws in her match later tonight, they'll put her onto 17 points. The best Kizuna I can do is 16. However, you can see that these competitors still care so much about performing here. What are we doing up here? What a diving splash, but not enough to get the victory. Head scissors takedown. PK, the penalty kick to the face of Kyoko Toshino. Just knocking the juice out of that tomato. We've almost got some tomato sauce on our hands here. Great running, flying chop there from the tomato Kyoko Toshino. Up, and this is the 2B we know and love. High impact, high velocity. The former TV champion. but was cut off with that DDT there. Running chop there. The super kick after the arm wringer, always a good way to get control, but cutting off that head scissors attempt with a power bomb. Even though the rope break was there for the pinfall, every time you get dropped on your neck and your back like that, you're gonna feel it for a little while. There's a running chop from Kyoko Tosaka. Ooh, that chop leveled her there. A splash to the back. You can't get a pinfall if your opponent is on their belly, but you can do a lot of damage. Knock the wind right out of them. Combination of forearms and elbows there from 2B. As his takedown. But the Yoshi Tonic cutting her off could be enough to pin her down, and it is. Wow. A victory out of nowhere for Kyoko Tosaka, and 2B still not able to regain that momentum. Big win there for Kyoko Tosaka, beating the former TV champion. Our next match, Haruhi Suzumiya versus Kizunai. Coming to the ring first, Haruhi Suzumiya. Her opponent on the other side, it is Kizunai, the virtual YouTuber herself. Second in the bracket. Only one loss to Kizunai during this tournament. La Maestro, but not enough to put her away. And while Kizunai has only had one loss during this tournament, Haruhi Suzumiya only able to capture one win during this tournament. For Haruhi, this would be a big win to take on, well, to get a win over Kizunai. Definitely the other strongest competitor. Kizunai, the only person she dropped a win to, was current world champion and top of the group. Noriko Takayama was able to beat the former world champion Karen Kujo last time we saw her. Jackknife cover with the bridge, but not enough to even get a 1 count on Haruhi Suzumiya right now. Haruhi Suzumiya, once known for her time limit draws, no longer is that the case here. Nice elbow there, La Maestro, but not enough to get a 1 count even. Gotta do some more damage to the opponent. Throwing Kizunai to the outside, using as an opportunity to catch her breath. Into that pink turnbuckle, not able to capitalize on it. Oh, sending Kizunai crashing to the outside, this time going for on the offensive. I believe I saw a scythe come out. Not sure if it will play much into the match, but it is on the outside there. Shining Wizard on the outside, possibly hit the back of Kizunai's head on the guardrail and got punished for that dance there. Put into the knee bar. The rope break did save Haruhi, and wrenching on the neck, twisting it back. Great strike there. Scoop and a slam. The leg drop. Kizunai was looking on top. Very confident cover there from Haruhi Suzumiya, and the arm submission applied. Kizunai, known for her brainbuster, without the full strength of her arms, may not be able to pull that off. Kicking Kizunai in the ribs there. Great gut wrench suplex and a very confident pin. Almost had a reason to be confident, but with a brainbuster like that, you may have lost your reason to be confident. The Shining Wizard in the ropes. Full mount and into that arm submission. Not enough, though, to put away the virtual YouTuber Kizunai into the golden turnbuckle. Up we go. What are we doing up here? Oh my god, dropping her on her neck and the pin, but how did Haruhi kick out of that pin? How did she even have the wherewithal after being dropped on her head from the top of the turnbuckle like that? Absolutely hideous. And the STF applied. Quite the precarious position for Kizunai, but not enough to get her to give up. Kizunai with a submission of her own on Haruhi Suzumiya. Up, and that is the snapping brain buster there. And that is all she wrote. 1, 2... No! Haruhi just able to kick out. A desperation spear attempt, but not quite. Getting the arm there. Haruhi still has not worked out that she cannot climb that turnbuckle. I don't know why she can't, but has always struggled to do so. Yet always keeps trying it. Oh my god, the brainbuster on the outside. Haruhi taking Kizunai down there. Back into the ring we go. This is not going to end in a count out. These two competitors want to go for it. Rebound moonsault. 1, 2, 3. Great victory to finish off the bracket for Kizunai. And what a bracket it has been for Kizunai. 8, 1, and 0. A firm second place on the bracket. But for Haruhi Suzumiya, she will finish off this tournament 2 points. 1, 8, and 0. The opposite. Our next match, our semi-main event, Karen Kujo will be taking on Kaneko-chan. Karen coming to the ring first. Currently sitting on 12 points. Winning this match puts her on a firm 14, a firm 3rd place. But for Kaneko-chan, this is not about placement in the bracket. For Kaneko-chan, this is about beating a former world champion. Karen has dropped her last 2 contests, first to current world champion Noriko Takaya, then to Kizunai, who we just saw victorious. Will not want to finish up this tournament losing her last 3 matches. The test of strength in Kaneko-chan, definitely stronger. Oh, even that time though. Maybe Karen didn't take the first test of strength as seriously as she should have. Up and sending Kaneko crashing to the outside, letting Kaneko-chan come back into the ring, waiting for her. And a choke being applied right here. Not enough, though, to put Karen Kujo away. Going for a jumping complete shot there. Snapmare takeover. And going to slow it down, and that's kind of what Karen wants. Karen doesn't want to be thrown around. Doesn't even really want to trade strikes. Just wants to trade holds. Really keep hold of you. Keep it slowed down. Great Frankensteiner into the pin there. And work her pace. Work her way. But now she's in that humiliating submission maneuver. We've seen Kaneko-chan use that time and time again. I don't think she's put anyone away with it, but it's all about the moral victory. Destroying the morale of your opponent. Great European uppercut there from the former world champion Karen Kujo. For Karen, unfortunately, she will not be able to win this tournament and go on and face Noriko Takaya in a rematch for that world title, at least not at this stage. But Karen has performed very well during this tournament. 6, 2, and 0. Like I said, only dropping losses to Noriko and Kizunai, the 2 tops of the bracket. but could be on her way to dropping one more here against Kaneko-chan. The pin off of that diving crossbody, but... oh, a headbutt there. Hopefully Kaneko-chan has not been busted open. I don't think she has. You cannot escape the Canadian Buster with the pin. Could have been enough to put away Karen Kujo, but not quite. Bit of an uppercut there. Snap suplex. Kaneko has seemed to have the former champ's number in this one. Swinging neck breaker. And there is that taunting sharpshooter. Every time Kaneko-chan puts you into a submission, you don't just feel it physically, but you feel it mentally as well. Jumping vertical suplex and an elbow straight to the face of Kaneko-chan. Low blow there into the pin. Not enough though to put Kaneko away. Would have been quite the devastating way to watch Kaneko-chan lose, but now in a submission hold. This gives Karen a great opportunity to kind of catch her breath, reorient herself, and putting her back into it. Slowing things down, running it at her pace. And around the world we go. Karen has used this quite effectively. So has men's champion Amuro Ray. Looking forward to seeing our men's competitors once this tournament's over. The pedigree! Is that it? No. Looking forward to seeing our men's competitors once again. Once this tournament's over. It's been quite a while. Around and around we go. This absolutely disorients you. Makes it very hard to kick out, but still just able to do it. The pedigree once again. 1, 2. Whoa. Kaneko-chan getting out of a second pedigree. Could have been going for the Phoenix Plex there, but not able to get it. Mounted strikes to the back of the head. Kiwi-chan isn't allowing that to go much longer. Takedown. Strikes. Looking at like it's more kind of the ribs than the face. Maybe didn't want Kiwi to admonish her. What athleticism there from Karen Kujo. Great suplex with a pin. So close to the ropes. Wow. Have not seen Karen pull that maneuver out very often, but was very effective. Getting the victory. 6 minutes, 2 seconds. That solidifies Karen's place as a firm third place in this tournament. The Tiger Suplex 2004. We'll be moving into our main event of the evening. It is Noriko Takaya, our current world champion, versus Rene Miyachi. Coming to the ring first, Renchon, it is Rene Miyachi. Rene, 4 points. That is 2 wins, 6 losses, and 0 draws. Noriko, however, has gone completely undefeated so far. And if you were a betting man, you'd think that at the end of tonight, she will go completely undefeated here at our first ever Best Girl tournament. And quite the feat it is to not only go undefeated here in such a grueling, arduous round-robin tournament, but to do it as the reigning defending world champion. Noriko Takaya is an athlete like no other. But for Rene to be able to beat that athlete, to beat Rene Miyachi, would surely be the sweetest candy of all. Collision right there. Into the ropes, and the Samoan drop there from Noriko Takaya. Brain chop, and into a sharpshooter. Not enough, though, to keep Rene away due to the rope break. Kick to the back of the head. Rene seems to be holding her own against the current world champion. To hold a victory over the world champion, it doesn't matter how many wins and how many losses you had during this tournament. If you beat the world champion, in my opinion, you get a title match at some point. Now, it will be interesting to see with the win, whoever wins this tournament, if Skihi wins the tournament, we know that she's advancing from Group A. If she wins the tournament, she gets a title opportunity somewhere down the line. But if Noriko beats Skihi, we're pretty sure she's advancing. If Noriko beats Skihi, she will be able to name her own opponent whenever she wishes. It'll be interesting to see who Noriko wants. But if Renge beats her here tonight, maybe that opponent that Noriko would want would be Renge. And so far, Renge has been putting it to the champion. We have not seen Noriko kind of in a position like this very often. The Samoan drop sending Renge to the outside. Very rare to see Noriko need to take that time out. Usually Renge is in firm control. Noriko is in firm control. Those Samoan drops are doing quite well for her, but DDT on the top of the head. Suddenly Noriko is not looking quite the champion she once was. Well, she still is the champion, but maybe the fatigue is finally setting in from this much of the tournament. Renge is in control, but that suplex with the bridging pin was almost enough for Noriko to take her out. The brainbuster, and here it comes. It always follows up the inner Zuma kick. But that is in the ropes. Could have been the match for Noriko. The brain chop. Noriko's fired up, back to her ways. The diving splash from the top. But not quite a 3 count. The Nyab Pasu. Noriko's in trouble. Renge! But only a 2 count. Kick to the back of the head. The elbow drop from Renge. Renge is in control of the champion right now. I am not sure what to make of this. This is quite the turn of events. Nyan Pasu, middle of the ring. Noriko's in trouble. Oh my god, my heart skipped 1,000 beats there. The face buster. Noriko is about to be beaten. The fatigue has finally set in from all these matches. And Renge is so close to beating the current reigning world champion. Dragon screw leg whip. Around, and the poison Rana with the cover, but the rope break, I wasn't sure that was in the ropes, but if Kiwi-chan thinks it is, here it comes. Here it comes. Inazuma kick to the back of the head. Renge has to be out. That is not it. Brainbuster once again, a bit far for the Inazuma kick. The sling blade into the sharpshooter. Will Renge give up? Renge has done so well so far in this matchup. She has been in so much control back and forth. Usually I'd put my money on Noriko, but no, she's back up. The Enziguri. That is the fighting spirit from our world champion, Poison Rana. There's the pin. 1, 2, 3. Oh my god, you did the best you could, Renge. But Noriko finishes this tournament undefeated. Completely uninterrupted. What a match that was. Had me on the edge of my seat. I hope you're on the edge of your seat too. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Our final standings, which means our main event for our grand finals. Noriko Takaya will be taking on Skihi Araragi. The winner, if Skihi Araragi wins, she gets a title match against Noriko down the line. If Noriko wins, she will get to decide her challenger moving forward. Thank you so much for watching. This has been Crimson Ash. Join us for the finals. You're not going to want to miss that. There will be a lot of action on that show, not just our grand finals of the Best Girl tournament, but the multiple title matches will be on the show as well. Thank you for watching, and join us next time.